The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi my dear children, welcome back. Hope everything is going on smoothly. Yes. So keep watching the videos and be systematic. Okay? Yes. Now we continue with the story which you learned in the previous class. Yes, the nightingale and the rose. So the protagonist of the story, the nightingale, who was trying to help the student who fell in love with a girl, the professor's daughter, and she asked for a rose. To whom? Yes, to the student, the boy. The boy started crying because he couldn't able to find a single rose to give to his lover. And the nightingale searched for the rose, and the nightingale flew to many gardens to find out a single rose, but the nightingale couldn't able to find the rose. At last, a rose tree suggested a solution, and the nightingale accepted the suggestion. And what was it? Yes, the nightingale has to sing the song under the moonlight the whole night till the dawn. And what she has to do? Yes, she has to press her heart, little heart, against the thorn, and the blood has to ooze out from her heart. And what will produce? Yes, the rose will produce. That's the condition. So now let's see what is going to happen. So the oak tree asked the nightingale to sing a last song for the oak tree. So what happened at last? Yes, the nightingale's voice started shivering. It's like a water bubbling from a silver jar, because she knew that that would be the last song for the oak tree. So let's see what's going to happen. When she had finished her song, the student got up and pulled a notebook and a pencil. And when the moon shone in the heavens, the nightingale flew to the red rose tree, and she set her breast against the thorn. All night long she sang with her breast against the thorn, and the cold crystal moon leaned down there and listened. And night long and she sang, and the thorn went deeper and deeper into her breast, and her lifeblood ebbed away from her. So she sang under the moonlight. The nightingale flew to the red rose tree, and she set her breast against the thorn. That was the condition. All night long she sang with her breast against the thorn. So she started singing. How? Yes, she pressed her breast against the thorn, and the cold crystal moon leaned and listened. Who listened? Yes, the moon. A night long she sang, and the thorn went deeper and deeper into her breast, and her lifeblood ebbed away from her. And lifeblood ebbed away from her. E-B-B-E-D. Ebbed means origi poguga. On the topmost spray of the rose tree, there blossomed a marvelous rose, petal following petal, as song followed song. But the tree cried to the nightingale to press closer against the thorn. Press closer, little nightingale, cried the tree, or the day will come before the rose is finished. So, it's almost her lifeblood came out. So now, what happened? Yes, one petal after petal started blooming. So, but the tree cried, the rose tree cried to nightingale to press closer against the thorn. Press closer, like little nightingale, cried the tree. Or else what will happen? Yes, the day will come before the rose is finished. Finished means here bloomed. Okay. So Nightingale pressed closer against the thorn and louder grew her song. Because of the pain, her voice became louder and louder. And a delicate flush of pink came to the leaves of the rose. And the tree cried to the nightingale to press closer against the thorn. Press closer, little nightingale, cried the tree, or the day will come before the rose is finished. Again and again the tree was giving warning to the nightingale. So nightingale pressed closer against the thorn, and the thorn touched her heart, and a fierce pang of pain shot her through. So by hearing the words of the rose tree, the nightingale pressed her heart, pressed her breast against the thorn deeply, and what happened? A fierce pang of pain shot through her. The pain became severe, kadinamaya vedana. Bitter was the pain, and wilder was the song. She sang of the love that is perfected by death, of the love that dies not in the tomb. So to whom she was ready to give her life? Yes, for the true love of the boy. And the marvelous rose became crimson like the rose of the eastern sky. Crimson means deep red color. So the rose became deep red in color. But the nightingale's voice grew fainter and fainter. Her little wings began to beat, and a film came over her eyes. Fainter and fainter grew her song, and she felt something choking her in her throat. Nightingale's voice grew fainter. Fainter means it became unclear, and her little wings began to beat because she was going to die. And a film came over her eyes. Fainter and fainter grew her song. She felt something choking her in her throat. What about choking? Yes, difficult in breathing. Then she gave one last burst of music. The white moon heard it, and she forgot the dawn and lingered on the sky. So, who was enjoying the song? Yes, the moon was enjoying the song, and the moon stayed for a long time. The red rose heard it, and it trembled all over with ecstasy, and it opened its petals to the cold morning air. So the red rose became happy and trembled all over with ecstasy. Ecstasy means joy, and it opened its petals. When? Yes, in the cold morning air. Look, cried the tree, the rose is finished now. But the nightingale made no answer, for she was lying dead in the long grass with a thorn in her heart. Look, cried the tree, the rose is finished now. But the nightingale made no answer, for she was lying dead in the long grass with the thorn in her heart. But at last, the rose bloomed. But what happened to the nightingale? Yes, the nightingale was lying dead in the long grass. And at the noon, the student opened the window and looked out. Surprise, isn't it? Yes. Why? What a wonderful piece of luck! He cried. Who cried? Yes, the student. Here is a red rose. I have never seen any rose like it in all my life. And he leaned down and plucked it. So the boy became surprised and he became happy, and he came out from the room and he plucked the rose. To whom he has to give? Yes, to his lover. But the boy did not know anything about the nightingale, the sacrifice of the nightingale. Then he put on his hat. Put on means to wear. Then he put on his hat and he ran up to the professor's house with the rose in his hand. The daughter of the professor was sitting in the doorway, winding blue silk on a reel, and her little dog was lying at her feet. So when he reached the professor's house, what was the girl doing? Yes, winding blue silk on a reel, and who was near her? Yes, her young puppy. You said that you would dance with me if I brought you a red rose. Whose words are these? Yes, the student's words to the girl. Cried the student, here is a red-dressed rose in all the world. You will wear it tonight next to your heart and we will dance together. So the boy became happy, but he doesn't know anything about the sacrifice of nightingale. But the girl frowned. Frown means make a face, unhappy face. I am afraid it will not go with my dress. She gave a silly reply. She told that the flower will not go with her dress. She answered, and besides, the chamberlain's nephew has sent me some real jewels, and everybody knows that jewels cost far more than flowers. So she changed her mind because she got jewels from her cousin. Shambhala is an officer in the king's court. So she got real valuable jewels from her cousin. So she felt that jewels cost far more than the flowers. Well, upon my word, you are very ungrateful. Ungrateful means unthankful, said the student angrily, and he threw the rose into the street, where it fell in the gutter and a cartwheel went over it. So the boy became very angry, and what did he do? Yes, he threw the rose into the gutter. Gutter means canal near the roadside. What a silly thing love is, said the student, and he walked away. So the boy understood the value of true love, so he threw the rose and he moved away. But what happened in the story? Yes, for a true love, the nightingale sacrificed her own life. But the girl did not consider anything in her life about the true love, and she refused the true love of the boy. She rejected the boy easily. So the moral of the story, the nightingale and the rose, is that the true love involves sacrifice and selflessness. So the nightingale gave her life for her belief in true love. So the rose is the symbol of nightingale's true love. Let's recall the story. The story is about the true love of a boy. And who understood the true love? Yes, the nightingale understood the true love of the boy. The girl wanted a rose from her lover. So the boy tried to find out a rose to give to his lover. He searched many gardens, but he couldn't find. So he started crying. The nightingale watched everything. And she decided to help the boy. So the nightingale flew over to the gardens. She reached the first garden. There were no red rose. That was white rose. And in another garden, she found the yellow rose. And in the third garden, that was a red rose tree, but there was no red rose. And at last, the tree gave a suggestion to the nightingale to press her breast against the thorn under the moonlight. So she did the same, and the rose tree produced a beautiful crimson rose. But at last, the nightingale lost her life. But the boy did not know anything about this. He plucked the rose and he went to the professor's house. But what happened there? Yes, there was this twist in the story. The girl rejected the rose because she got some precious jewels from her cousin. So she thought that rose is nothing to her. So she rejected the boy, the lover. Now he understood the value of the real love. He threw the rose and he moved away. So my dear children, nothing is permanent in this world. Only true love and time is precious. So true love is eternal. As we discussed in the previous classes, Shah Jahan's true love towards his wife Mumtaz. So he built Taj Mahal. So like that, true love is eternal and a bliss, it's a happiness. So love is when others' happiness is more important than your own. So spread happiness and share your love wherever you go and make others happy. Be happy and make others happy. Okay, children? So that's all for today. We will meet in the next class with a new topic. Until then, it's bye from your Indu teacher. Thank you.